All right, folks, now we have understood at a conceptual level what a determinant is. We have still not gone into the nitty gritties and the details of how to compute the determinant itself, but we have a baseline definition of what determinant is, like we defined earlier, where we're just going to represent the array of numbers into the straight line between two vertical lines, and then we'll compute. There is some calculation behind the scenes which we have not come to yet, and will not come to that in until next two episodes, but hold on that for the time being. So what we recall is determinants are array of numbers between two vertical lines, and determinants are always existing for a matrix, and the matrix has to be a square matrix. So let's remember that for the time being, and let's knock off some of the terms and terminologies that are related to determinant and also in the context of matrices, so that when we solve those problems and when we do actual computation of determinants, we'll be using these terms very frequently. So at that time, your head will be clear on what exactly this means. So in the next two episodes, including this one, will be all about clearing the jargons and defining those terms, and then we'll circle back on how to find the actual determinant of what we have defined here. Okay, so now let's jump in. So what is the first term, the jargon that we're going to talk is the minor of an element. Okay, what is a minor? Okay, and as the name indicates, it's minor. It's something in the subdomain. It's a minor of that, like a major, minor. It's something in a submatrix format. Okay, over here. So always remember one thing: determinant is for a square matrix that we know, and every element in the square matrix. For example, if you see this 2 by 2 matrix, there are 4 elements. So every element in a square matrix will have a minor. Always have a minor. That's one. And a minor of an element, or a minor, the matrix of minors that they call, is usually represented by the capital letter M. And I'll come to all those things because this might be confusing. So you'll have to follow my words very carefully, and I might have to repeat a couple of times so that it gets into your head. But once it gets into your head, it'll be easy to follow along. Okay. So now let's focus on what is the minor of an element. Okay. I'm going to read this sentence first, and then I'm going to come back and read this slowly and show you what it is. Minor of an element is the determinant of a submatrix, which is a smaller matrix, after excluding or removing the row and the column of the element, this element that you're considering, for which we are finding the minor. Okay. Now this all looks mumbo jumbo, so don't worry about that. I'm going to repeat it again and ignore these 2 points for the time being. Let's understand what is a minor, and then let's come back to what is the matrix of a minor. Okay, let's take this as an example. So let's say we have a 2 by 2 matrix and it has got 4 elements. Okay, that's very clear. We know that 2 rows and 2 columns, and hence 4 elements. So now let's read this slowly and apply whatever I'm reading to these visual images, so that you'll be clear what a minor of a matrix or a minor of a matrix of order 2 by 2 is. Okay, we know that minor exists for all the elements. So let's say you select an element. Okay, select an element. For example, I'm going to select this element which is circled, the element on row 1 and column 1. Okay, I'm going slow so that you can understand. I'm going to select this element. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude or delete in my mental head, not actual delete from the mathematical computation, but in my mental head, I'm going to delete or exclude the very row and the column this element is present, which means I've selected this element. I'm going to delete or ignore the row and the column this element is present, and whatever is remaining, I'm going to compute the determinant of the remaining elements. So in this case, there's only one element remaining. In case of higher order of matrix 3 by 3, there'll be more elements, which we will see in a minute. So whatever is remaining, I'm going to compute the determinant. If you see that these are 2 vertical lines, that means I'm going to compute the determinant of this. And that determinant, the number that's going to come, it could be 0, it could be positive, it could be negative, like we have seen. That number is the minor of this element that you excluded to start with. Okay, now let's do it again over here. Okay, minor of a matrix or minor of the elements we are going to find. So this time I'm going to take, we are going to find the minor for all the elements. So this time I'm going to take the next element, which is row by row. I'm going row by row. So this I've covered the first row and first column. Here I'm going to select the first row and second column. Okay, first row and second column. That's what this transcripts mean when you put in the bottom, right? Row and column notation that we have discussed in the past. Okay, so I've selected the element over here. That's the first step. I've circled it. It's already circled in the visual also. Next is I'm going to delete and exclude the row and the column of that element. So what does that mean? If you see, the line is already drawn, but I'm going to draw it so that it's clearly highlighted. I'm going to exclude or delete in my head the row and the column where this element is present, and whatever is remaining, I'm going to compute the determinant of the remaining elements. In this case, it's just one element. I'm going to compute it, determinant in the vertical lines. So that means the minor of, like, let me write it down here, minor of E12, the element that I kind of deleted in the row and column it belongs to, will be nothing but determinant of the remainder of the element over here. Similarly, over here, since this is the element I'm talking about, I'm deleting this and this. So the minor of element E21, this element is, which I'm going to delete in my head, is nothing but the determinant of the remaining elements. There's only one element that is remaining, that is E12, and so on and so forth. That's called as a minor of a 2 by 2 matrix. And when you put all these minors, each one will, when you find the determinant, when I explain in a couple of episodes from now, you'll find that computing the determinant of an element or the determinant of a submatrix, right, is a number. So when you combine all these numbers for respective elements and put it back in respective positions, it creates a matrix, and that matrix is nothing but the matrix of minors. You're bringing in all the minors together, and for each one, whatever is a minor, you're putting it back, all the numbers together, and when you box them in a squared brackets, it's called as a matrix of minors. That's what it means. So hopefully when I went slow on this, it was easy to understand, and it'll be more clear when I talk about the 3 by 3 matrix coming up right away. So now let's understand what is a minor of a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, the same philosophy, only thing the number of elements are more. So what we're going to do is I've just created a visual on a 3 by 3 matrix, and the same concept I'm using where I'm talking about the suffixes or transcripts which indicate the row and the column number of the matrices. Okay, so I'm going to select an element. So let's say I'm going to select this element for the time being, the first column and the first row, or the first row and the first column. And I'm going to exclude or delete the row and the column of that very element. So that means I'm going to delete in my head, delete this row and this column. And whatever is the remaining elements, I'm going to compute the determinant of the remaining elements. So in this case, I'll obviously have more elements because it's a 3 by 3 matrix. In my previous case, it was always one element that was remaining. So in this case, it's going to be more elements. So whatever is remaining, if you see, I put a determinant mark here. So I'm going to find the determinant of the remaining elements, which we'll talk about how to find the determinant. So that value, whatever this number is coming up, this will give us a number, and that number is equal to minor of the very element that you excluded to start with, which is minor of D11. That's what it is. So let's take it slow and let's go again. So in this case, there's a nice visual capturing everything together. Don't get overwhelmed, go slowly. So what are we going to do? So what they've done is they have taken a 3 by 3 matrix, and I think I copied this from Google from this side. I think Code for Mac. Thank you, Code for Mac, for this. So let's say there is a 3 by 3 matrix, A, B, C, D. So there is no number suffix here, but you will see the same concept. What they've done is, for every element, we are going to find a minor. So every element which needs to be having a minor is highlighted in blue color over here. So we are going to find the minor for each of this element, and what that minor itself is going to be, the determinant of the submatrix is highlighted in orange color as a 2 by 2 matrix. The same concept, right? So if you see here, I'm going to take this and I'm going to help you with this same concept here. So let's go slow. So I'm going to select, let's say when I'm talking about this particular thing, I'm going to talk about minor of the element A. That means I'm going to talk about minor of the element A. So I'm circling this minor of element A. That's why it's written in blue color. Then I'm going to exclude the row and the column of the very element. And whatever is remaining, I'm going to take the determinant of that, which will be the minor of the element A. Okay. And that's what I put here in the yellow or orange color. So if you see E, F, H, I. So whatever is the determinant of this, the number, that will be the minor of element A. Okay, that's what it means. Let's do it for one more example. Let's take a different element so that it's clear. Okay, let's say we are going to find the minor of, let's say I'm going to find the minor of, say, E. So let's say this is where it is. Okay, it's in the blue color. Whatever is in blue, we are finding the minor of that element. Let's say I'm going to find the minor of element E, which I'm circling. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the row and the column in my head of where it is coming. In exam, you can draw it and you can delete it physically also, that's okay. And whatever is the remaining elements, I'm going to draw or compute the determinant of that without changing the position of that. So if you see here, whatever is the remaining element, it's A, C and G, I. So if you see here, it's A, C and G, I, and these vertical lines show that I'm going to compute the determinant of the remaining elements without counting the one in blue, because the blue is, we are finding the minor of the blue, it's kept here for reference. So we are not going to use this blue element in the calculation, which will come about in a way. Okay, so it's just a concept. So 3 steps: select the element for which you want to find the minor. For that element, cancel the row and the column or delete or exclude, whatever language you want to use. Whatever is left over, calculate the determinant for that. It will be a number, and that number will be the minor of the very element you deleted in the beginning. And once you compute all the numbers and put it together, for example, if you see this one over here, if you put all the numbers, it's just showing the minors. It's not showing the numbers in the blue for which you're finding the minor. For example, this one is same as this one, but we are not putting the element A, which was deleted. But this one is nothing but minor of A. This is called as minor of A because this is the determinant of the remaining elements coming from here. Similarly, this is minor of B, okay, so on and so forth. So when we combine all the minors coming in together and put them in a matrix format, that becomes a matrix of minors. And that's what we kind of discussed here. I wanted to wait until here so that you're clear here. So we talked about matrix of minors, okay? And that's usually represented by the letter M, okay, which also we discussed here, letter M, okay? So matrix of minors or M is usually represented by this. And for the time being, ignore all this algebraic signs, and we are going to just talk about this right in the next bite or episode of another terminology. But for now, you just understand how a matrix of minor is formed, where we are not going to include the very element we are deleted. We are just going to consider the determinant of the remaining of the elements and form a matrix around that. And that's called as matrix of minors. Hopefully it was clear and not confusing. And if it's confusing, just rewatch it again and it will be clear, because this is very important and I'll keep on repeating it in the next few episodes. I'll see you in the next term. In this episode, we covered something called as minor of an element. In the next episode, we'll pick up another jargon and we'll kind of unleash that. Thank you.